This is lesson 43. It's arithmetic with mixed numbers. So it's not a whole lot new, but there's a little bit that we need to deal with. Example 1 says the local pizzeria will donate 14 pizzas to the 6th grade picnic. How many pizzas will there be for each of the 3 classes of 6th graders? Okay, so we want to have our 14 pizzas and divide it into 3 groups, right? So 14 divided by 3. And I see that 3 won't go into 1, but 3 will go into 14 4 times. So I've divided. Now I'm going to multiply. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract, check, yes. Don't have anything else left to bring down. So remember, when I have a remainder, I can either write it R2, or I can write 2/3. That's my numerator. That's my divisor. I'm sorry, my denominator, also my divisor. So if I get my answer, each class will get 4 2/3 pizzas. So each class will get 4 whole pizzas and then 2/3 of another pizza, because I had 2 left over, right? And I had to split it up 3 ways. Does that make sense? Okay, example 2, and they give you a good picture in the book on example 1. Example 2, Mario uses a bread machine to make bread. To make 3 loaves of bread, he uses 7 cups of whole wheat flour. Which quotient represents the number of cups of flour Mario uses to make 1 loaf of bread? Okay, so let's go ahead and do our division. 7 cups of flour, we're going to divide it into 3 loaves. 3 will go into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract 1. Okay, so could I say, oh, he will use 2 remainder 1 cups of flour? No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So I'm going to say he's going to use 2 cups. There's my numerator. There's my denominator. So he's going to use 2 1/3 cups of flour. So when you're dividing, we're not going to write R for remainder any longer. We're going to put a fraction when you have leftovers, okay? Example 3 says we have a whole circle, and that whole entire circle is 100%. But if we want to divide it into thirds, and you know how I can't draw circles, but there's a good picture in the book, what percent is each third? So let me give it a try. Like an old-fashioned peace sign. Okay, so what percent? This whole thing's 100. What percent is that? What percent is that? What percent is that if they were all exactly the same size? I'm just going to divide it by 3, right? So 3 won't go into 1. Will 3 go into 10? Yes, 3 times. Okay, subtract, check. Yep, so I can bring down 3 go into 10, 3 times. Oops, got a little squishy there. Sorry, I wrote out ahead of time. Okay, I've got a remainder of 1. That's my numerator. There's my denominator. So I have 33 1/3 for each of those parts. So if I add it up, 33, 33, and 33. If I added all those up, I get 3/3 and 99. So 99 3/3 is the same thing as 100. So that works out well. Example 4, a recipe calls for adding 1½ cups of milk to 5 cups of whole wheat flour. To find the sum of those ingredients, you gotta make sure you have a bowl big enough, right? So I'm gonna add those. Remember, I like to add vertically rather than horizontally. So I set it up this way. I put my whole numbers on the left, my fractions on the right. And I don't have a fraction there, so I'm gonna leave that part blank. So 1/2 plus nothing is 1/2, and 5 plus 1 is 6. So I'm going to need a bowl that can hold 6½ cups of ingredients, right? Okay, let's do example 5. For Tuesday night's homework, Allie spent 1 hour reading and a ½ hour finishing a math assignment. To find the total time Allie spent on his homework, add 1 plus 1/2. Okay, I'm going to add my 1, don't have any fractions. Add my half, don't have any whole numbers. So 1/2 plus nothing is a half. 1 plus nothing is 1. So 1½ hours. Long night of homework, huh? Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to belabor that one. Example 6, Graciela, oh, what a lovely name, bought 3.5 pounds of grapes at the store and used 1/2 pound of grapes in a fruit salad. To find the weight of the grapes she had left, perform this subtraction. So she bought 3.5, she used 1/2. So I'm going to say 3.5. There I have some went away, so that 1/2 went away. So what's 1/2 minus 1/2? 0, so I can just leave it blank, or I can write a 0. And 3 minus nothing is 3. So 3 pounds and 0/2 of a pound, so just 3 pounds. Right? So that's pretty easy. Okay, trick to this is divide your columns. If you're adding and subtracting, remember to put your fractions on one side, your whole numbers on the other side. Do your fraction side first, and then you can do your whole number side. If you end up with something like, oh, let's say 7, and then, I don't know, 4/3 or something if you're adding, you know that's the same as 1 1/3, right? So then you can make it 8 1/3. We'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, just keep in mind that that's how you want to do it, but that's why you add the fraction side first. It's kind of like carrying when you're adding. All right, good luck.